Well, it's possible we could be turning a corner. At the start of the new year, cases of COVID exploded here in Florida. In fact, we broke a couple of records, but this week those numbers are going in the other direction. Stephanie Valderrama is live over at Gaines Park, where a testing site has been set up, with more on that.
Jim, take a look here behind me. No cars at this hour. There were a few cars here just a few moments ago, the last few people trickling in before the site closed at 5 p.m. But even those few cars is still not anywhere near the long lines that we saw here in Palm Beach County just a few weeks ago. Not a single car pulling in or out of the COVID testing site at the Wells Rec Center in Rib Beach. Healthcare workers suited up in PPE at the Gaines Park testing site spent much of their Friday just waiting for anyone who needed a COVID test. At the start of January, people were waiting up to 8 hours in line. County officials swiftly moved to open more testing sites just to meet the demand. Head of the COVID task force for the Leroy Jefferson Medical Society, Dr. Kitonga Kiminyo, is also seeing the caseloads drop in the 3 hospitals that he works at in Palm Beach County.
The few that are coming in who are vaccinated and boosted don't stay long in the hospital, but those who aren't, who are under-vaccinated or unvaccinated, they end up staying longer, and some of them are ending up in the ICU.
According to the state COVID report, the positivity rate has declined slightly in Florida since peaking at 31%. As of last week in our area, Okeechobee County reported the highest new case positivity rate, topping 40%, followed by St. Lucie County at 38%. Palm Beach County's was slightly lower than the state's at 29%. Dr. Jason Wilson of Tampa General Hospital says those numbers could be skewed.
It's a little bit skewed in some ways because people have had to be a little bit more restrictive about who to test.
Another factor, at-home testing kits, which many doctors fear means positive cases will go unreported. The county spokesperson declined to comment on COVID health statistics.
In your expert opinion, do you believe that Florida has peaked?
Yeah, I think that's what we're watching to see right now. So I think what we're trying to figure out right now is that first indicator, the number of positive tests.
So despite the declines that we are seeing, all of Florida still remains in the red, which is considered a high transmission area, according to the CDC.
3 years ago today, a young father's body was found. The man had been murdered, but all this time, his killer's never been found. CBS 12's Lily Ortiz sat down with the parents who are still hoping someone will come forward to help investigators to solve the crime.
A Riviera Beach front yard is a growing memorial for a father of 2 who was discovered shot to death inside a car 3 years ago today.
Tommy was my baby, 28 years.
The parents of Tommy Lee Neal Jr. handcrafted each sign from actual wood. His children's handprints are next to their daddy's photos. And inside, his mother Glenda Neal keeps her son's diploma on the TV set, surrounded by family photos. His death has left them heartbroken, yet they are confident their justice will be met.
I will not stop. I've talked to the chief, the mayor, the manager. I let them know I am never gonna stop. And when this is all over, I'm gonna be able to tell the conclusion of what happened to my baby.
Now, the killing happened here. This is the industrial area of Riviera Beach, very close to Blue Heron Boulevard. We're in the 3600 block of Reese Avenue. Now, his body was found the very next day with gunshot wounds inside a vehicle that was parked right here. Now, PBSO detectives, they were able to get surveillance video from this area, and they released it in hopes someone out there could help identify the killer.
Video captures a possible suspect who detectives say was in the car with the victim before the shooting, walking outside of the warehouse district. His father, Tommy Lee Neal Sr., says his son didn't come home the night before, something he says was out of character. They reported him missing.
I've been taking a lot from this world, but it's just the way it is. I wake up every day, put Tommy on my mind. I don't even watch TV no more. I sit home every day, think about him.
His family turned their tragedy into activism, leading marches to end the ongoing gun violence that has plagued the city.
Our community has to do better.
Detectives continue to canvass the area, passing out flyers because they know someone out there knows something. Anyone with information that leads to an arrest is eligible for a reward.
I don't hate no one. I don't have no hate in my heart. But I am a grieving mother. You know, I am a grieving mother, and it's been 3 long years. I just know someone knows something.
Well, tomorrow marks the 49th anniversary of Roe v. Wade. It's the landmark Supreme Court decision that made abortion a constitutional right. Well, this year, the anniversary occurring as the fight over abortion rights is heating up across the nation.
And here in Florida, a restrictive abortion bill is making its way through the Florida legislature. And our Lexi Nall reports it could have a path forward. Lexi.
Jim, under Roe, women have a constitutional right to abortion, at least within the first 3 months of pregnancy. But we know that much stricter proposals are up for debate in several states, including Mississippi. And if the Supreme Court upholds Mississippi's law, it could pave the way for Florida to pass similar legislation.
Come to order.
Earlier this week, a restrictive abortion bill cleared its first major hurdle in the Florida state legislature when it received the thumbs up from a House subcommittee.
Anything after 15 weeks of prohibition.
The proposed law would ban abortions after 15 weeks instead of the current 24-week threshold. But critics say that's before some women even know they're pregnant.
This legislation really ignores real-world situations.
Local abortions rights advocates are concerned that even though the law leaves some leeway for the health of the mother, there are no exceptions for rape or incest. And some Florida lawmakers fear that if this bill passes, it would disproportionately affect low-income women in our state.
The impact on your low-income women is the greatest because, wealthy women find a way.
The debate in Florida comes as restrictive abortion bills gain traction across the country.
Do you believe that the unborn person should have the right to life? If you do, let me hear you say yes.
An annual pro-life march that falls on the anniversary of Roe drew massive crowds in Washington today. And pro-life advocates say they're hoping this will be the final anniversary of Roe.
Pray as you've never prayed before that the Supreme Court will have the moral courage to do what is right and to fully and to finally reverse Roe versus Wade.
Florida's abortion bill will head into 2 more committee hearings over the next few weeks, but it is important to remember that what happens in the Supreme Court could determine how this bill fares in Florida.